Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Never Ever Met, Season 2, Episode 7.
I will use my inside voice for this episode. I will not yell, Blair.
We will see.
Have faith in me.
Okay.
Subscribe, like, share, comment, and super thanks. Listen here. We had plans to release this episode and to record it. Mother Nature had other plans, right?
Yes.
But trust me, after this episode, y'all better pay me after this review or this shakedown, whatever you call it, because this episode, I will use this as evidence in the courtroom of why I did not want to review this show at all. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Let's get through this mess.
So we start with Clay and Tati cuddling up, kissing, rubbing each other. They enjoyed the intimacy suite.
Okay.
Jay and Cinco talk about how Clay has been out here sweating. When Clay was drunk one night, he said his best friend was coming, which we learned was a woman, and she's also in the industry, the star industry.
Oh my goodness.
He said he never slept with her, but Jay doesn't believe him.
Listen here, Clay, why would you even volunteer that information that she's in the adult industry? Like, I don't really understand it. And number two, like, why would you say, like, why is it a big deal that you saying that she's a woman unless you're doing it purposely, right? This is what I would say as a man from a guy perspective, right? Clay has other friends. He has to have other friends. I hope he have other friends, right? So the fact that he will use this friend as the friend to come to the show to represent, hey, this is part of my tribe. This is my best friend, the godmother to my, kid that I'm hiding. You get what I'm saying? It was a move to disrespect the woman that he's currently with, right? It was a secret, passive aggressive move because at the end of the day, as a man, I am not introducing as my first friend that you will ever meet. Hey, meet this woman who is also in the adult industry, and she's my best friend, and she looks good. She's tall, she's slender, and she looks like. What happened to your bro that you grew up with or something like that? It just comes off as Clay was being passive aggressive the whole time.
Well, I have a question for you.
Help me.
So I kind of looked at it a little bit differently.
Help me.
And I want to know if maybe you could see this being a side of it.
Okay.
So is it possible if we dig into the mind of Clay?
Okay.
I don't really know how his mind works, but we're going to try to deduce that the choice for bringing her on was possibly to get Tati to work harder, to give him more as a way to be like, I keep a fine thing around me.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to put in some effort if you really want to be around. Do you think that could have been like I want to see if she wants to compete for me type of thing?
Yeah. I 100% can agree with that if that's the angle you want to go with.
Okay. Possibility maybe.
And then I can't act like I've never seen that before. I've seen that before, but then that will totally undercut what they say, as in what Clay would say, as this is just my friend. Right. So why would I have to repeat, is she your friend or is she part of your roster and things of that nature? See, like me personally, I have female best friends as well. That's completely platonic. Never even touch, kiss, anything of that nature, right? And I also did not brag to my other friends or other castmates and things like, man, guess what? Blair got to meet my best friend so-and-so, man, da-da-da-da-da-da. It's just like, no, if she's part of the bros, I never hear any guy brag about the bros like that ever.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, he was doing that to be passive aggressive and to basically, to your point, hey, I keep a fine thing around me. Okay, sure. I hear you, Clay.
So Clay's friend Jamila arrives. She hugs him and jumps in his arms.
Yeah.
And somewhat loosely wraps her legs around him.
Listen here, guys. We
had to do a replay on this.
Well, no, you had to do a replay on this. The facts of the matter is she did not wrap her legs around that man. Facts. Like, I don't care what y'all, don't come into this comment without y'all money talk about she wrapped her legs around. She did not wrap her legs around him. Hard stop. That does not take away the fact that the hug was still disrespectful. The hug was 100%, 102 if you want to add 2%, 102% disrespectful. So it didn't take the legs for it to be wrapped around him, or one leg that kind of came kind of halfway up, 3/4
I'm like,
up.
why is the right leg near his hip?
Okay.
And you said it was momentum.
Listen, okay. It's
Is that fair to y'all? Would y'all accept that?
It's physics, okay? Listen, it's physics. I jump forward, my legs swing forward, it up, okay? My thing is, listen, we don't have to put 20 on 10 on, hey, her legs was wrapped around them. The hug itself was disrespectful enough. That's all it was.
So from that, everyone knows that there's about to be some drama.
Oh, yeah.
We learn that she is the godmother to his daughter, and he tells his friend that he hasn't told Tati that he has a child. He will also be meeting her mother tonight.
Yeah.
So Tati catches word of how the girl ended up hugging him. She was planning to give them space to talk, but now she has to confront the situation. So she walks out there and asks, "Did you jump on him?" And the girl tries to say, "It's just a hug. We hug like this all the time." And Tati says, "Do not hug him. This drink is about to be in your face." And she's like, "Well, I don't want any issues. If you don't want me to hug him like that, then I just won't hug him like that." When Tati walks away, she says they have a lot of the girl says, the friend says that they have a lot of pictures of him lifting her up. So, I mean, if she's upset about this, like, what else is she going to be upset about when it comes to their relationship? And he tells her that it's best if she leaves, so that way he can try to de-escalate everything.
Throughout this conversation, she was calling Tati barbaric, and I would say, that's a word I haven't heard in a while. Basically saying, like, is this someone you want around your kid? You know, is this someone with the attitude? And I would say this, Tati 100% overreacted, right? But I want to go back to where they first initial meetup, where Clay introduced the best friend to Tati, right? I will say off top that, hey, when Tati met the girl, Tati looked intimidated. She basically saw the girl like, oh, hey, and then they just went their separate ways and things like that. And I don't know what it is. I think there's something to whenever, especially if it's the same sex, let's say if the shoe was on the other foot, if the woman had a guy best friend and let's say, hey, Chris, meet my guy best friend Cletus. You get what I'm saying? I would not react it the way that Tati did, in the sense of, oh, hi, put my head down and then walk the other way. We gonna have a conversation, because in a way we sizing each other up, right?
Like, how long y'all known each other?
Right, exactly. Tati did not ask those. Tati did not ask those questions. She looked immediately uncomfortable the minute that she met Clay, best friend, godmother to his kid, adult industry star. I don't know. Yeah. Right. So off top, you already let your body language and energy let us know that you was not comfortable with the whole idea. But I'm not going to give you any blame for that. I'm going to give her 100% bail to get out of jail for that, because Clay purposely brought a woman as his best friend and purposely did not tell Tati so she could feel this way.
Exactly.
So even though I'm telling you how,
so it could be a bit of jealousy. He wanted her to be a little jealous.
Yes.
Too.
So even though she feels this way and she's acting out and things of that nature, this was all orchestrated by Clay from the jump. Right now, the reason why I can't give her bail to be out of jail, because she allowed the house cast, the whole house, who are liars, cheaters, who basically not good, really good relationship people to each other outside of Jay and Cinco. You get what I'm saying? She let them wound her up. Right? Ooh, look what happened. Now, mind you, they coming to tell this information while everybody else know in the house about the real information, but they want to wound her up. You get what I'm saying? Ooh, look who hugged so-and-so. And guess what? When she hugged Clay, her legs was wrapped around him. And then when Tati got up to charge, why you got the nerve to try to hold her back? Why tell her the information in the first place? And I would say, Tati, your energy with the whole, like, you know, don't hug my man like that. Number one, you didn't see the hug, so you cannot objectively say what the hug was. Number two, that energy should be towards Clay.
That was my whole thing.
I don't even understand why you're talking to the stranger like that, because Clay don't even deserve, based on the things you've seen, Tati, you know his character is iffy. You get what I'm saying? Clay did not deserve the benefit of doubt to where you're talking to the stranger like that. And now she's basically reading you up and down, talking about some like, excuse me, if you don't like that, then it's going to be pictures. And it's like, first of all, why y'all hug like that? Why are you lifting me up every time we see each other? That is not a platonic friendship. I don't lift up anybody when I see them for first time. They only been away for 2 weeks. So off top, I would say Tati's energy was given to the wrong person. It should have been given to Clay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like her reaction. I mean,
No.
I didn't love her reaction, but if I was her friend, I wouldn't stop her.
Why not?
Because she can be upset if she wants to. I think that I agree with you that it should have been directed at Clay, and should she have addressed it in the moment? Maybe not necessarily.
Yeah.
Maybe like later on, like she could be like, hey, this is what I heard. If you have a female best friend, like I would be more comfortable with it if you guys had some type of boundaries when it came to like the physical and all that type of stuff. But the girl was also doing a lot. She was like hanging all over him and all that type of stuff. Like it wasn't just a hug and that was it. Like she was all over that man in front of her face, and it was very disrespectful. So I don't mind her for checking the girl, but I think she should have checked Clay too.
Yeah, here's the thing about it. The reason why I only disagree with one part is I would stop her because she said this drink is about to be all over him. I'm like, because at the end of the day, unfortunately, you could be right, but still look like a total a-hole in the whole thing. I would have stopped my friend from acting out like that in protection of her or them in that situation.
Stop it before it gets too far. But if you want to cut somebody out for being disrespectful, I mean,
my thing is,
the girl was disrespectful,
but you didn't see it though.
Yeah.
Like my thing is, if you saw it, then you could 100.
Everybody else saw it.
Yeah. If you saw it, then you can 100% go by what you saw. But you are so trusting to these strangers that they can tell you literally anything about your relationship, about what happened, and besides you actually addressing the situation with a little bit of coof. A little bit of being inquisitive about what happened, you automatically took their word as if it was bond, and everybody in this house is lying to each other.
Yeah,
and they basically using you for. That's why I said they're using Tati for their entertainment. You got me raising my voice.
I was about to say you're kind of yelling.
You got me raising my voice.
But I know it's the passion, so that's why I'm like, be passionate. Let it out.
I will use my inside.
It means
voice.
You care. It means you're enjoying the show.
Trust me, I do. No, it don't. No, it don't. Trust me, I don't.
It means it was worth it.
No, it don't. No. Don't speak for me. You're not my mouthpiece, okay? Let's keep going.
So the guys are telling Clay that the hug was wild and he needs to apologize. Clay didn't think it was bad, but clearly everyone else did. He apologizes and he says that, my best friend is the one that told me to get you the big bouquet of flowers.
Okay.
She's not trying to hear all that.
No, she's not.
He then tells her that he has a 2-month-old daughter, and she tells him, honestly, I don't even really care about the kid. You're stupid. He tried to make her look stupid by hugging the girl that way after they've been booed up. She says they told her, and he is trying to figure out, basically, like, she's trying to figure out who he is and all that. She doesn't even care about the kid situation, like I said before. So at this point, she's just like, it seems like you're a liar. I can't really tell who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And you got this girl coming over here doing the most. So, I mean, for this particular situation, she had enough reasons outside of the kid to be upset with him. So I am just like, well, yeah, there's a lot. But also that to me is kind of like the cherry on top. It's just kind of like, and you got a kid while we were dating? It's a wrap at this point. You're like the liar of all liars. Like I can't tell you whether or not, if it's between Jared and Clay, who's the biggest liar?
Forget liar, worst person. I'm going by worst person. The worst person.
It's hard because
it's not hard. It's easily Clay.
I mean, Jared is evil though.
Clay. The reason why I am giving Jared bail out of jail is because it's not like he is doing this to some woman who was completely morally clean too. She hid 3 children herself.
But in his stance and the way he's going about things, he knows that he doesn't want to take this lady seriously, and he's dragging her along. Clay, I think he's might be a little not all the way there.
No, say it. His classroom had carpet in it. No,
I think that he might have just a delay a little bit.
His classroom had carpet in it, right? There's nothing in Clay's character that lets me know he's there all the way. The fact that he's over there talking about she was the one who told me to get your flowers. Yeah. Listen here, so let's start with this, right? Because I'm actually happy that we actually delayed recording, or nature delayed our recording, because it actually made me. One thing I learned about women, right, is that y'all may act irrational sometimes, as men may act irrational, right? But if you actually sit back and actually like just listen and actually pay attention to what y'all saying in y'all emotion, I can be like, oh, through the emotion, I can actually see your point. But we have to be quiet We have to stop talking so we can actually let it marinate. You have to think about what happened here. Because I was 100%. I ain't going to hold you. I ain't going to lie to y'all. I was 100% about to call Tati an idiot. Well, I ain't going to call her an idiot, but I'm definitely going to say, Tati, remember, you have your own power to walk away too.
Yeah.
But I would say in this moment right here, I can understand why she kind of threw the baby to the side a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. Remember, last episode, she was just telling us about she wanted to take things slow, because she wanted things to really matter in this relationship, right? By the end of the episode, after all the love bombing and things of that nature, she waved the white flag, right? Literally, a day ago, they just came out of the boom boom room. Mm-hmm. So there is some, we are alluding that something happened in the boom boom room, some boom booming, right? Literally, can you imagine, right? Me and you, we just got done boom booming. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? And then the next day, I'm picking up another woman, right? I got a woman walking around the house on my arm and things like that. Literally less than 24 hours after we just got done boom booming, right? After I gave myself to you, and now I can only focus on the direct disrespect of the woman more than the baby. That's why she just said, "You just stupid." Yeah. Like when it came to the baby, I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. We didn't get the payoff of her really being mad at the baby. I think she's just as mad as the baby, but it's just she's over. It's like information overload.
But you think that could have been on purpose too? Like if I bring her, then maybe the baby news won't hit as hard.
Well,
I don't think he thought that far.
I don't think that's the angle, but she definitely said, I'm going to wait till, because he said out of his mouth, he said, I'm going to wait till my best friend get here to tell her about the baby because my best friend can help me put it in better words and things like that, can give me the words to say.
He didn't even ask her.
Right?
So.
And here's the thing about it. He basically was just like, because his whole thing is, she's already mad. I might as well tell her the truth now. Right? Mm-hmm. So all this time, she couldn't see past the whole, like, you disrespected me in front of the house. You made me a joke in front of the house. The house knew we came out of that boom boom room less than 24 hours ago. And now they come in here telling me less than 24 hours later that a woman's legs was wrapped around you, that you parading this woman around, that there's some type of boundaries that's not set between y'all two. I just gave myself to you, fool. Dude, you get what I'm saying?
I get
it. So that's why I'm like, oh, I can kind of see why she feels what she feels. I just wish she directed it 100% to Clay. I wish she could have put it in those words. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, Clay class had carpet in it. He wouldn't have understood it. He would have tried to be passive aggressive. He would have tried to gaslight her and things of that nature, because Clay is not all the way there. I don't care what y'all tell me in the comments. I don't care if Clay come in the comments himself and basically said, bro, I'm good, bro. I'd be like, no, you're not, bro.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I can see why she only saw red when it came to the woman. You get what I'm saying?
So her mom ends up coming in. She hugs her immediately. She breaks down crying. She tells her mom about Clay's the best friend, the hug, and how he always does these grand gestures and then he does stupid stuff. Mm-hmm. He also has a kid. And he's just looking like a liar at this point. Mm-hmm. And she asked her mom, what should I do? And mom was just like, honestly, I would just have fun.
Now that, I don't know. With who?
I mean, I was thinking possibly just enjoy your time out here and...
Okay, not necessarily with him.
Possibly with him. Like, don't take him seriously if you know that he's a shady individual. Yeah. Just have your fun, have your fling while you're here for the next couple of days and then move on.
Okay.
You know?
I don't know if that's the best advice, but I will say this. I don't know if I like that advice, but I'm happy she didn't say work it out.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, hey, mom, you supposed to give me better wisdom than that.
But I honestly feel like her mom probably doesn't know how emotionally she invested her daughter is into this guy. Because if she know that her daughter, I mean, she was breaking down crying, so you would think that she would see that. But I think her mom is telling her, look, you don't know this guy. You just met him. Like, be easy.
I wonder if her mother knows how off the handle her daughter is, though.
I feel like she probably does.
Because Tati is off the handle, like she's on go. She's
quick to call him a B word.
I mean, quickly, she's on go, and the conversation, even though they said that, like, you know, like my mom is my best friend and things of that nature. I wonder if your best friend know how off the handle you can become, because my thing is, if she knew that her daughter was off the handle as she has shown herself to be in this episode or in other episodes, my advice as a parent would have been like, pack your stuff, let's go. because I don't want you to embarrass yourself in front of America. You get what I'm saying? Because you all gas, no brakes with it. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, it kind of gave as if it was like, hey, just have fun. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't think her mother know that she really be on go the way that Tati is. Because Tati was basically on go the whole episode. You get what I'm saying?
So Clay meets her mom. And she's being pretty cold, just saying, like, don't sit over here. Don't sit beside us. So he just greets her. He apologizes to Tati and her mom. He says that he cares about her and he doesn't want to hurt her. So then she dismisses him so she can talk to her mom alone. And the mom just wants her to be happy and she deserves nothing but the best. And then the mom starts crying. So she's disappointed because he has some good qualities and she's going to sleep on it before she makes any decisions at this point.
Okay. Well, here's the thing about it. What are the good qualities, Tati? Now I can't get you no bail out of jail for this.
The love bombing.
No, that's
not even real.
That's not qualities. You know that he was lying because you told him to his face, you're lying to me. You said it out your mouth a couple episodes ago, Tati. You said you're lying to me. So you already know that he doesn't tell the truth fully. He omit things or just flat out lie to you. So what are these qualities that he have that have shown him his true character outside of the flowers, outside of the love bombing, outside of the physical touching to where y'all doing these demonstrations and his hands is all up on you, all of and things of that nature. So that's why I'm like, I wonder, what are you banking this relationship on? He lied. This is a guy that lied about something as simple as eating a meat sandwich. So I can't trust you. Listen here, nobody is their worst moment.
But it also makes me wonder how much dating she's done, like in person.
Now that's a good thing, because my thing is Tati is not an ugly girl. So I wonder, why did she commit herself to a relationship that is strictly online to where she never met the guy.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, going back to this meat sandwich thing, I ain't gonna forget, right? If somebody is willing to lie over something like that, even though I believe no one is their worst moment, I gotta look at that and be like, oh, that's not a lie. This is a character thing. This is a default. There's some corruption here to where you got to eat meat sandwiches in the closet. No. I don't want to be with nobody like that. So that's why I'm like, she had enough intel. I'm not giving her no bail out of jail for this one, for her to be like, hey, I don't want to try this no more. She's choosing to stay in the relationship where she had all the intel to walk away from this relationship.
Yeah, but I think that's why I think about what her dating history looked like, because if you're fairly new in the dating game and you're coming across different types of people and different personalities that you haven't really met in a romantic sense, then you can, see things and be aware of things, but because you want the idea of love, you delude yourself in a way. So I'm not saying that it's like unheard of or it's like wrong that she notices the signs but is continuing to give him her time, because I feel like a lot of women have probably been through that before. But I think that at a certain point and a certain age, like, you've kind of been through it enough to know, like, I got to move around because I've seen you in a different font before. Yeah. like I know exactly where this goes. So, I think it all depends on that. And I'm hoping that after this experience, then she knows when to swerve a dude who's acting like this.
Truth be told, don't even use this experience as a measuring stick. Like this is such an outlier.
No, it's not, because there's a lot of men like Clay.
There's not, I promise.
There's a lot of men like Clay.
If there's a lot of
guys that just want your body. They're going to do and say anything to bed you and love bomb you and all these types of things to get what they want. So yeah, there's a lot of guys with that intention.
I'm going to listen to you, but I just want to put my little 2 cents. Can I put 2 cents in?
Go ahead.
Right? Clay moves was so obvious, right?
Oh, yeah, he was terrible at it. So I feel like Jared is smoother about it.
That's what I'm saying. There's not a lot of guys like Clay.
Yeah.
Because trust me, if you found your man who you told him to his face he do not have to be vegan and he's eating meat sandwiches in the closet, you're going to say, you're a weirdo.
Yeah.
Why are you sneaking meat for? You get what I'm saying? So even though he have the attributes and the characteristics of a liar, as a gaslighter, as someone who will manipulate, someone like Clay, as in Clay the person, she gotta view Clay as okay, the love bombing and all that stuff, that may have been learned behavior, but Clay himself, I can't use that as a measuring stick, as there's no good guys out here in the world. Clay is such an outlier to how things are. I know Blair believes there's piss in the pool, but trust me, there's not a lot of Clays in the there's not a lot of Clay in the pool.
Bodies and everything
I'm
out
sorry.
There.
Clay belongs on the other side.
But there's also good guys, but you do got to weed through a lot of trash.
I hear you, Blair.
You do. So it's the next day she talks to him and says that he made her look dumb by having the girl come in here, and she wants to hear him call her and tell her what they did was wrong. She wants to see him have a backbone, and depending on that, she'll know whether or not she can move forward with him.
Stop right here. You can't have a backbone if you're being told what to do.
Yeah.
It worked both ways now, right? She won't respect you for having a backbone if she's telling you, do this, put it on speaker so I can hear. And for you to be like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Even though she may get what she want in the moment, she's not going to respect you in the future. Right here, this is where I knew that how do you say her name? Tati, right? TT, this is where you should have left. Because Clay is not even worth being petty to.
Yeah.
Clay is not even worth feeling like I need to get some get back and making him feel the heat. Because I don't even think it registers to Clay that, hey, I started all of this.
No, it doesn't.
So it's like
he doesn't even know what's going on.
No, right? So that's why I'm like, now I'm removing the bail out of jail for you now. Now you're choosing to stay. And you're choosing to collaborate and to cooperate in this relationship, in this toxic relationship that you know now it is. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's why I'm like, kind of like, where are we at in the dating spectrum when it comes to Tati? Because I've done this in past relationships.
But how old were you?
Yeah, you're right. I was 18. But the thing is, it depends on what your history is like and what you've been used to. And if you're dating someone for a period of time online, then you don't have these in-person moments and interactions to see how they move around them and their friends. And it does make me wonder, like we said before, are you dating someone online so that way they're unavailable and you don't necessarily have to face real life kind of relationships and navigation?
That is a real question.
So he makes the call. He tells Jamila what they did yesterday was a lot, and she said that she's always hugged him that way since they were 7. And Tati says it was not a regular hug. She's yelling while he's on the phone trying to do what she's telling him to do. You were jumping in his arms, wrapping your legs around him. And Jamila says, honestly, your tax bracket is lower than mine. And Tati is like, I am not in the adult industry. Like, what do you think this is? Then she starts talking about how Tati was drinking champagne out of a wine glass. And Tati's like, I can do whatever the hell I want. Like, so Clay shakes his head because she's over here telling him, like, talk to her, tell her what's up. You got 5 seconds to say something to show that you have a backbone. And he's just like sitting on the phone, not saying anything. He says it was wrong after a while, and she's upset that he wasn't standing up for her. So they end the call. Tati goes to whoever's in the kitchen. He's standing right next to her, talking about this bee was just sitting there.
Listen here. I am not a fan, and I don't care who it is. I am not a fan of a woman calling a man the B word, right? And this is why I'm like, Tati, remove yourself. Like, that's what I'm saying. People need to understand they have full autonomy of situations.
Yeah.
Like, you're not married to this fool. You just met him less than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So besides you coming out your mouth and calling him the B word for the second time, the first time was for eating meat. You get what I'm saying? Now this time you over here calling him out his name because guess what? You're angry. And I'm like, don't be angry to the point to where now it's like you are causing more harm. This is without you knowing you're causing more harm to yourself too, because it doesn't register to Clay that, hey, I'm the cause of this. So you get yourself angry. You get yourself out of character. And Clay, I'm not giving you any bail out of jail this episode. You a fool and you a simp and you're weak.
Honestly, at this point, everything I said about Tati and the dating history and the range and all that type of stuff, forget about it.
Why?
I just looked up her age. She's 31. She know better by now.
She should
know better by now. Honestly, at this point, ma'am, you want to be in a toxic situation. And also, if that's your choice, then who am I to object?
It's a self-esteem issue. It's a self-esteem issue. I don't know no confident, beautiful woman who would subject themselves to Clay. I didn't say a guy like Clay. I'm talking to Clay, the person. The one who we saw literally sitting on the pool table and his whole butt crack was out. No woman that I know that thinks highly of themselves to where they like, first of all, you're not going to touch me like this in front of all these strangers like that. I have some respect for myself, so I need you to respect me a certain way. That's not saying that y'all can't touch in the privacy or whatever, but listen, I'm not in the adult industry. I don't perform for nobody.
Yeah.
So we're not. So there's many times to where Clay was doing things that I feel like, hey, Tati, stand up.
Yeah.
Tati, speak for yourself, please. Right. Mm-hmm. But my whole thing is this. Now you're starting to act toxic, Tati, right? Because now I'm like, hey, remove yourself from him. Right. And Clay, like I said, I'm not giving you no bail out of jail because you have started all of this. You stood there and basically you did not lead the conversation. You let your best friend of basically since the age of 7 and your girlfriend argue at each other. I don't even understand. And the whole thing, we found out that he was in the military. I'm like, where's your military discipline? Where's your training? Like, where's your like, I don't mean to sound, well, actually, I do mean to sound this way. I don't apologize for nothing I say. Like, yo, be a man and be like, okay, everybody stop, right? That was wrong for what you did, best friend. And I'm just calling just to let you know that we're not going to disrespect my lady. You get what I'm saying? But he don't even have that type of like thinking. That's why I'm like, don't even waste your time with him.
So Ty takes Brittany to his apartment. He's serving her crab legs. They kiss. She honestly feels like she would prefer to where he would let her come to her instead of him constantly kissing her and giving her compliments. Mm-hmm. But she doesn't want to hurt his ego.
Stop right here. Now, this is where I'm going to yell. This is where I did a good job for 31 minutes.
Protect your ears, y'all.
Right? This is what I told y'all from the jump. This why I got y'all paying me now. I told y'all from the jump that Brittany did not like this guy. Mm-hmm. I told y'all from the minute that she was like, give me a drink while he's on the grill. Right? And now, hold on. There's also little things that happen inside the house in the sense of Brittany and Kiki having little side conversations. Hey, when are you and Ty go to boom room? Hey, y'all next and things like that. She's like, F no. Not with Ty. And I'm like it wasn't obvious to y'all that Brittany is someone that just want a butler. She over here talking about using words like, you know what, I need an alpha male, using like those social media like basically those what do you call those words, those words that come on Blair, help me,
quotes, I don't know.
Well, okay, thank you, Blair.
Sayings.
We are terrible at taboo.
I never know what you're trying to say.
As a family, right? We are terrible at taboo, right? But she's using those words that like you mainly see in social media all the time to describe her as if she's not a
captions.
We're done guessing. Okay? We're done guessing, okay. Right?
Don't start yelling at me.
She's using those words to basically try to describe herself, but it's basically using that as the way that how everybody describes themselves. Oh, I need an alpha male. No. I knew off top, first of all, Brittany, you too grown to be talking about you need an alpha male. Here's the thing about Ty. I could see from the jump Ty was not her type, but honestly, Ty haven't changed the way he talked. He haven't changed the way he moved since he been in that house. Since we even seen flashbacks of them on Skype or whatever, on Zoom or whatever, dating, he talked the exact same way. And you showed interest on Zoom, right? But now you getting your crab legs, right? Now you getting your breakfast dinner and things of that nature. You're getting cooked for, and now you're still. And I'm not even talking about putting out, but showing interest. I told y'all last episode. This episode, I better see Brittany do something for Ty because he cooked breakfast for her, and I know when two people like each other, they kind of like do things for each other. That's just like normal entry level liking each other. She haven't done nothing for Ty. And don't tell me this is the courting stage. Don't tell me, hey, it's the beginning stage. And guess what? The guy got to do a lot to get the woman. You don't got to do that much to get a woman to like you who likes you. When a woman likes you, she wants to basically like, hey, I want to show you that I like you. Mm-hmm. Not like, oh, I like you, so rub my feet. I like you, so get me a drink. I like you, so cook breakfast for me. I like you, so cook crab legs for me. At what point will Brittany do anything for him? But we already know how she feels. She over here, as we go get to it, over here touching on somebody else's man. You get what I'm saying? But yet when it comes to Ty over here, like, I kind of want to smack your butt. Hey, brother, if you got an axe, then that means you can't do it. But you like, I kind of want to smack your butt, but you kind of give me the energy that you don't want me to touch you. Yes, Ty, because she don't like you. And I wish y'all just would have been like, Chris, you was right.
Yeah, I just think that Brittany caught the ick somewhere along the line.
I don't think she ever liked it.
I feel like when they went on to their boat trip, there was a connection there. I think they were vibing with each other. But I think the more that he did for other people, the less that she liked him. And I think that he sold her a dream of the person that he was, and I didn't think that it helped that he got into heated conversations with some women. Okay. And he got into a heated conversation with her, and I'll put it to you like this. Men can be upset, men can be passionate. I don't think that people need to be tone policed. I do think that we can talk to each other respectfully, and I do think that sometimes some men can be a little heavy handed with the way they speak to women.
Okay.
And I feel like Ty was right at that boundary in a couple of instances when communicating with women. And I feel like maybe that could have been part of the thing that gave her the ick as well, but it's hard to tell. But I think, like you said, it's an overall thing. She doesn't like him.
Okay.
She just doesn't like him and how he's moving.
Can I ask you a question before I come? Because I almost reacted to what you said. So
you got to let me have space. I give you all the space.
Listen here. I still don't agree, but maybe I will agree. Maybe I need to just ask some questions to understand. So by what you said, when she caught the ick based on the things he done on the campus, right? Yeah. Before then, you believed that she liked him?
Yeah.
Even on the boat trip, you believed that, I
thought there was a vibe there.
Not the fact that, hey, we having fun on a boat, but the whole idea of like everything, the reason why I don't like you is based on the things I've seen you do in person.
Yeah.
No. I don't agree with that at all.
But I think that's why it's important to date in person, because you can be on a phone conversation with somebody and having a great time and having great conversation for hours. But how do they treat other people? Not that he treats people bad, but how do they treat other people? How do they, cater to me or show their, affection towards me in person? So you can disagree, but I think that those are the things that turned her off. And I don't think there's any turning her back on.
If you are turned off by this guy and you know that you don't like him, why are you still allowing him to cater to you unless that was the initial reason of the whole relationship?
I'm not going to be upset with her for wanting that when he sold that to her.
Forget the selling. The whole point of the whole transaction was that, hey, I sell you this because I want to be in a relationship with you. But now you are allowing me to cook you crab legs, knowing that you're talking to Kiki and basically saying, F no, I will never go to Boom Boom with Ty.
Well, yeah, I think at a certain point you are stringing a man along.
Yeah.
But I think that when they were trying to establish the fact that you said you were this type of person and you're doing this for everybody, but I'm not seeing the affection and intention on me.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that can, for that reason, that is a conversation that can be fixed, and that is behavior that can be fixed.
And he's trying to fix it, but that's what I'm saying. She's turned off. There's no turning back on.
But what I'm saying is that is a behavior that can be fixed. That is not a reason to be ick, right? The reason she never liked Ty. I'm trying to tell you.
Even on the phone?
She never liked.
So why did she come here?
On the phone. I can ask literally everybody here why they come here.
I think she liked him at one point.
Charlie got a 1-month baby. And she's on the show. I don't know why she's here. I think with Brittany, she liked to laugh. So guess what? As long as he was serving her, hey, guess what? You make me feel good about my day, Ty. When I talk to you, I laugh and things of that nature. And of course, he got that. And you would think Ty is 58. You get what I'm saying? Because he's not 58. I think he's 38 going on 58 or whatever, or however old he is. And I would say he do have old man energy, right? But I'm like, the energy that I've seen him have in person, he had it in the flashbacks on the Zoom. So I'm like, he's talking the exact same way. In my opinion, I feel like, hey, now we as the house got to suffer, because now Ty got to go to his house and cook crab legs for you personally, knowing that you would never like this guy, to where he could have cooked everybody crab legs.
But there's some women who don't like their man being friendly.
It's not about being. Here's the thing. You can be friendly.
But I get what you're saying, but I think all these things are who he is, and that's why she doesn't like him. I think I'm listing out like different qualities I'm seeing.
I understand that. And what I'm saying is all those reasons can be valid of, hey, can you change your behavior, right? But if what did I tell y'all a couple episodes ago? I said, because she don't really like Ty is forever on a tightrope, right? So basically, as long as he is serving the relationship, that's the only way that he can survive the tightrope. If he decides to be himself, right? Hey, don't be yourself. Cater to me, right? Hey, don't talk like that. Don't laugh like that. The thing about it is when two people like each other, there's room for mistakes. But he had no room for mistakes. It had nothing to do with icks. He had no room for mistakes because she never liked them. The only way for him to actually win with her, which was basically rigged to where he was never going to doing with her, he would have to operate 100% to her, and there's no way anybody can act that way.
All right.
So that's why I'm like, the whole idea that she knows that she don't like this man, but yet she is still allowing herself to be catered to, that is trifling. Mm-hmm. And we got to start calling that out. That's trifling behavior, right? That's low energy behavior and things. That's low vibration behavior, well, whatever y'all call it, right? And that's why I'm like, it's so obvious Ty is trying to do everything in his power to try to get some type of intimacy. Guess what? I even left the canvas and I went home. I didn't even know you are allowed to go home, even though you're in the same city or same state. So the fact that he even went home and nothing happened, nah, man, like that's trifling. What she's doing, she want a butler, she want to be catered to. She ain't catch the ick. She just never liked you, bro.
Yeah, I think that at a certain point you should be honest about your feelings and not be telling other people behind his back that it's a no. Same thing with Jared.
Exactly.
So we move on to Tati and Clay going to therapy. Mm-hmm. He hadn't seen the side of her before, and she's feeling unprotected and that he lies a lot. Mm-hmm. He is exhausted, stressed, overwhelmed. The therapist notices that his hand was shaking a little bit, and he does say that he has anxiety and PTSD from his deployment. Mm-hmm. And he just wants peace in his life.
Stop right there. I actually know some people that deployed and got PTSD. I was very into ROTC. Stop it, Clay. It's not my place to tell your story on if it's real or not. Sure, but in my opinion, you can't be someone that's like, I want peace and be an agent of chaos. Like, stop it. Like, so the whole shaking and you feeling whatever you feel, like, remember when he faked himself of trying to act like he had an anxiety attack, but really he was scared that somebody was going to tell his secret inside the kitchen because everybody in the kitchen knew it, and he went outside like, oh, I need to breathe and things like that.
No, I mean,
Hold on.
Okay.
And my whole thing is, hey, you're the agent of chaos. You're causing this for yourself with your lies. You're causing this for yourself with your deception. So this whole idea of I just want peace, I don't understand how you can say that while out the same mouth you are causing and orchestrating everything around that's going on in your life.
Because he wants peace and he wants things to go his way. When things go his way, he has peace.
That's wild.
And so although the way that I'm going about it is chaotic and the way that it affects you, mm-hmm. the lies and everything that I'm doing is to protect myself and to build a wall and a fantasy in order for me to stay in my peaceful bubble, mm-hmm. even though it's not reality.
No, it's not.
And so that's why, like, when he did go in the kitchen, I don't think he was faking. Look, y'all, we are a 2-person channel with 2 different opinions sometimes. And I feel like with the anxiety and PTSD, if that's what you're going through, that's what you have. And it's not up to me to challenge it. And I think that he was experiencing anxiety and stress, even though he brought it upon himself. His heart probably was racing. He probably was sweating. He probably was flushed because once again, he put this facade around in order to keep himself in a peaceful place that is breaking down because it's not real. And I think that's where the therapist, if he actually were to go to therapy, could help him to stop creating worlds for himself and actually live in the reality that there's there and have actual true peace. Look, we was watching this movie, Magazine Dreams. And when we saw the movie and he was, going to see his therapist, he lied about everything.
He's a liar.
He lied about everything that happened. But telling himself this story gave him the peace that he desired. You get what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying.
That's how I view it.
But mm-hmm. but you also got to, you did say you believe that Clay is somewhere between here and there. But I would say this, right? When it comes to the whole, you're shaking. No, what's going on, Clay, is that you lack accountability. At no point, even during this whole thing, right? You over here talking about how she's acting and you never saw her act that way.
But I guess my thing is, I don't view him as weaponizing any type of mental illness because he didn't bring it up. The therapist is the one who asked him. Like, he's not putting that on the front line of saying, I can't have these conversations because I have this going on, the way that Alicia was doing and doing all this type of stuff so she didn't actually have to talk to nobody.
Here's the thing about it. I 100% can 100% sympathize and even feel what you're saying, right? Mm-hmm. But we have literally seen Clay since the first episode, when caught in the limelight, when caught in the spotlight of, hey, did you say this or what's this? We see him literally change the answer and literally tell a lie to get out of any type of accountability.
Because that's his way of protecting his peace.
So how can I even believe what he's saying now if he's been lying since episode 1? How can I even believe that it's PTSD and things of that nature if I see him lie of literally everything that he say.
And you don't have to.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm not saying that, hey, it's not PTSD, but I'm not going to go 100% on like, oh yeah, it's PTSD and he's basically going through it. No, because I've literally seen you get caught and you say, oh no, the truth is that I'm in love with you. I seen you get caught and I literally see you say, oh no, it's flowers. I seen you get caught and literally try to turn the whole situation on its head. So why am I going to believe that, oh, you're shaking, and then you say it's PTSD from when I was in the military, and I'm just supposed to take your word for bond when you've been lying to me since episode 1, and I'm making these folks pay me for it. So that's why I'm like, I'm not believing anything Clay say until he says I'm wrong, I apologize, and he haven't said it one time.
So the therapist tells him his response to trauma is to freeze. You can't be avoidant in relationships. Okay. So there's something positive on the other side of that hard conversation. So Tatiana, rather, he stopped saying I love you if he doesn't really care about her, and she's angry. That's the fair. Therapist says that it's your job, talking to Clay, to make Tati trust you. This is your first big argument, and it's up to you guys to determine what your limits are and what you will and won't accept. Yeah. And do you want to fix it, or are you done? At this point, Tati doesn't know. She's not really feeling as invested, but she's not ready to give it up yet.
Yeah, even in this conversation, that's why I'm not blaming the therapist at all. I actually like this therapist a lot. But if you're being lied to, you can only go by the information that the people tell you, right? And even though Tati basically said, like, you know what, I'm gonna stick it through. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do whatever. We've seen her body language. She don't even want this guy to touch her. You get what I'm saying? The minute that he tried to touch her, he always got to touch somebody. She move her arm away. I'm like, yeah, move your arm away. You always want to touch something. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, in this moment, even Tati, in this moment, I wish she would have took control of the situation, because it's out of control, and she would have said in that moment, I don't want to do this, I'm gone.
I mean, I even feel with her comment about, if you don't care about me, then stop saying I love you. You can't control what that lies that man says to you. If you know that his actions aren't showing love, then move around.
Yeah, like leave.
You can't make him like start being genuine and honest. Like, he's going to be him. You find somebody who fits you.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Chris's cousin comes, as well as Alexa's friend. This actually was a good meeting. Her only comment to her friend is that it never been this hard to sleep with a young man. And his conversation with his cousin was about the 10-year age gap. They all kind of sit down, meet together, and talk, and they, both receive blessings from their individual parties.
Yeah, here's the thing about it. Chris, if you don't want her, then please free that woman, because it's very evident that you don't want this woman. You want to, and that's what I don't like. Listen here, I'm giving blame to everybody. Chris, he ain't no saint either, right? He may not be the one sleeping with his partner and deceiving her, but this whole idea of, oh, she need to lose weight, oh, it's her mouth, oh, it's always something. Do you like the girl or not? You get what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you are choosing to be with this woman who is 10 years older than you. So at the end of the day, I feel like he don't like her. I feel like he really have no interest to want to build anything with her. So why are you taking it upon yourself to give her things that she could change about herself when you're not going to like her anyway? So I'm like, the same thing that Brittany's doing with Ty, you're doing the exact same thing with this woman here. And truth be told, outside of the beginning episodes where Alexis crossed boundaries and things like that, where she basically like, nobody can tell me what to do. If I'm going to put my hand, I'll put my hand anywhere, right? Outside of that, Alexis haven't really been tripping. So this whole idea to where you got to pull her aside the past 2 episodes and see, this is why you don't do this, and that's why you keep your mouth shut. Matter of fact, go ahead and apologize to the house. I'm like, you don't like this girl. So why, like, you having her do all these hula hoops and things of that nature? But at the same time, people have full autonomy over their situation. Alexis, if it haven't been this hard, and one of the benefits of you dating a younger guy is for you to basically, feel young, for you to get your groove back, hey, leave the situation too. That's all I'm saying. 2 people got equal power to leave or stay in a situation.
So Clay and Tati play chess. Not much talking. She doesn't really want him to touch her. He thought they were making some progress in the session, but they are still not on the best terms.
Okay.
Brittany ends up telling folks in the house that the intimacy with her and Ty is just not going to happen.
How come you ain't tell Ty? Listen here. I really want to hear y'all comments on this, because I don't think it's the ick. I think it's just straight up, she wanted to be catered to. She already got a son. She already said out her mouth, no one's going to come before my son, in all respect to that, because you're a single mom. So this whole idea that you was not even trying to even show any interest on your part. in the whole thing, or even being honest with Ty. Everybody in this house lying. So you over here telling Kiki, right? Which I really don't understand why you're talking to Kiki. I'm gonna talk about Kiki later on in the episode, right? Oh wait, yeah, it's not gonna happen. But yeah, you got Ty over here trying. But at the end of the day, you wanted a butler. You want to be catered to because you believe yourself to be a princess or a queen of the nature. And guess what? You're supposed to rub my feet and bow down at my throne and do whatever I want you to do. And I don't have to tell you anything. Ty, have some self-respect, bro.
And Brittany, if that's the man you want, get that man. Ty, if you claim to be a servant, serve.
I'm telling you straight up. Nah, I'm not.
So Clay feels like he's wasting his time now. If she's not going to be all in, he isn't either. He tells the guys that he's ready to leave, and the guys tell him that she's hurt, but he's done. Clay pulls Todd to the side and he tells her this isn't working. He packed his bags. She doesn't want to give her all, and he doesn't want to wait around. She says, if you want to go home, let me know. If you want to make this work, I'm here. Well, Clay says that he didn't really want to go, but he tells her to not waste his time. She tells him to go or stay, whatever you want to do, just do it. And he says he's going to tell everyone he's leaving. So before he gets a chance to tell anyone, she goes downstairs and tells the house that he's leaving and she's leaving as well, and she's not about to beg him to stay. Jared thought it was a B move because it seemed like you left to get attention, and Tati packs up and goes. She wasn't ready to let this go, but apparently her BS tolerance is high. Kiki then says that she doesn't want Charlie and Jared to leave, and Charlie says she's not leaving this man, but in the confessional, Jared tells us that he has to tell Charlie his true feelings.
Here's the thing, right? Let me just talk about this Jared and Charlie thing real quick before I talk about Tati, right? Throughout the episode, Jared says something across the lines of, you know what, I can be a good guy because I did it before. You know what? But, what happened in my last relationship is, I was happily married and things of that nature. And then after a while, I just wasn't. I just left. So I'm like, at what point were you the good guy? And things of that nature. So I'm like, if you feel like you could do it because you did it before, and then you give us an example of you not doing it, what is the before that you actually did it? Jared, I don't think there's any history of you being a good guy or an honest guy and things of that nature. Now the show is actually wrapping up, and you're not doing this in the sense of, hey, I need to tell Charlie the truth about how I feel because, it's morally correct. You're doing it because guess what? Hey, the house is leaving. I kind of want to leave too. Charlie, I ain't really feeling you. Actually, I never was feeling you.
Like, ain't no flights, ain't no meeting up, ain't no moving 6 kids into the house. Like, this isn't happening.
And mind you, you're the one that was lying to her in the early episodes talking about how you gonna find a job and how you gonna move, you gonna uproot where you are to go where she is and things like that.
Well, he said the honeymoon's over, so I guess that was the honeymoon.
But and also, let me talk to Charlie, his black queen, right? Well, guess what? There was a lot of other tendencies than black queen that you were showing in this episode, Charlie. You over here stirring the spoon and actually snickering behind people's backs, where whole time you're the one that actually lied about kids. You're the one that actually left your 1-month-year-old baby. Yes, I said year-old. You're the one that actually feeling like and thinking that you and Jared is solid, where really Jared told everybody, or at least all the guys, that, hey, hell no, I ain't leaving with this girl. So the whole idea that you're laughing at someone's situation, and I understand that you just don't know what Jared is saying behind your back, but let's not forget, you lied about 3 kids. 3. Yeah. And one was as recent as a month ago. So don't even give me this whole thing about how, I miss my kid and things like that. You chose to leave your kid to come chase this guy who's been lying to you and things of that nature. Kiki. Let me talk to Kiki, because Kiki had a lot of side comments calling Clay a liar and all these things and basically giving her 2 cents about what Tati should do. Kiki, you're a liar too.
Yep. Is her truth ever going to come out? I think she might leave the show without having to tell her truth.
And the whole idea is she don't want nobody to leave because we already know what Kiki thing is. In my opinion, I think Kiki's still with that guy, and that's why she keeps saying that this show is not a show to where she can actually bond with Brandon. That's why she keep calling it a vacation. Because I'm actually away from my real life with my real man and things like that. So this whole idea that Kiki, you are nobody's voice of reason on this show. So, like, it was too many side comments from Kiki, in my opinion. In the same way as Jared is giving his side comments, talking about it's weak of him to leave, talking about it's weak for Clay to leave and things like that. It's weak to lie to a woman. I really don't understand why you would lie to a woman. You're faster, you're stronger. Why are you lying for? So, if anything, let's say if she does become violent, run away. So, I really don't understand everybody's side comments in the show when everybody is literally guilty of something.
Right.
Like, literally, except for Jay and Cinco. They have their own issues.
And Brandon.
Right? Matter of fact, I forgot Brandon was even on the show. I'm like, who is his woman? It's Kiki.
Yes.
We see Kiki in everybody's business, but we don't see her trying to build no type of affection with Brandon because she know Brandon's not really her man and things like that. Now, when it comes to Clay and Tati, here's the thing, Tati, which I don't understand the logic here. You're basically mad at Clay because he won't sleep on it and basically be like, oh my goodness, you don't know how I'm gonna feel tomorrow. Why don't you just stick it through? Where you are admitting that you are purposely being petty. You are admitting that you are basically being stonewalled.
You want to hurt him as bad
and you want to hurt him as bad
you.
as he hurt you. Mm-hmm. So who to say how you're going to feel tomorrow? Because it's emotions. You may wake up tomorrow and that thing may have marinated and you may be madder tomorrow than you are today. You get what I'm saying? So in this instance, I wish the only thing I hate about this scene, I wish it was Tati. I wish she was the one that initiated the actually packing and leaving. Besides Clay, the audacity for Clay to say I'm leaving when he was the one that lit the match and everything. I wish she was the one that took the power in that and said, you know what, I'm not doing this with you. Besides him pulling her to the side and basically said, what are we doing? How come you're not trying? And even when she was like, I'm going back to the table to eat this pizza because Brittany done took Ty and made him go across town and he don't cook for the house no more. And she's like, I'm going back to the thing. And he's like, you're going to go back to the table and you're not going to talk about us? Well, whole time, Clay, you never want Tati to talk about y'all or to build your relationship. You just don't want her to be mad at you no more. That's basically the truth of how I feel about that last scene right there. What is your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Clay was trying to get Tati to beg him to stay. I think this was his effort of trying to break her walls down so she wouldn't be mad anymore. Because if I say I'm leaving, stay, baby, stay, baby, stay. Yeah. And I'm glad she didn't give him that much. But I agree. It would have been nice if she took the power in her own hands and be like, you know what? You right. Let's pack our bags. Let's get up out of here because this thing ain't working. Yeah. But she didn't. However, when she told him to go down and tell the people, she didn't even give him a chance to tell nobody he was leaving. So to me, I'm like, Clay is over here pussyfooting to me.
Of course.
So I'm just kind of like, stay, go, whatever the hell you want to do. That's up to you. But Tati, you see how he's moving and you should, like your mom says, you deserve the best. Yeah. And you should move in the way that you deserve the best. And when you have somebody like Clay literally playing you, like, they don't deserve your time or your energy, really. 100%. Honestly.
And that's why I had to be fair in this episode and say he's using whatever mental illness or whatever PTSD as a weapon, because I also said I felt like Alicia was doing the same thing.
And I disagree.
Irvin, right? And you've been consistent. Yeah. But I felt like she was doing the same thing because she was the one that's saying, y'all are messing up my energy where you follow me into the kitchen.
I say Alicia did that. Clay, I don't think he's using that. I think that he is literally unwell mentally. Oh. And he's creating a form of reality to keep himself at peace.
I think he is purpose to like your whole
and I agree. I think it's on purpose, but I don't think he's doing it to hurt her. I think that's why whenever they have conversations, he's like, you got to look at the intention. You got to look at the intention. It's like, I know it did this, but I did it for a reason. And it's just like, yeah, to keep yourself safe, but you're wrong.
Hey, listen, I can respect that. What is your thoughts? I thought you would have had a flaming take on the whole, because I think Cinco don't like Brittany at all. Because remember the
Cinco
scene
doesn't like Brittany.
I mean, Jay don't like Brittany at all. The scene where Cinco was laying on the counter, his head was down on the counter, and that's when Brittany came over. Was like, "Hey, are you sleepy?"
Honestly, I was putting a sew-in in for my mom at the time. So I was taking notes and trying to do that at the same time. So I was being kitchen beautician.
So what happened was Jay and Cinco was in the kitchen already, and Brittany was there as well, right? And Cinco was laying down on the counter with his head down, and Brittany came behind him to the side of him, basically rubbing on his neck, basically said, "Are you sleepy? Are you up?" Basically feeling on his body and things like that. And Jay said in the confessional, like, first of all, we see you around here with Ty. You ain't giving him no affection. You ain't touching him at all.
I do think I heard that.
But yet you over here touching my man. Why are you touching my man? What is your thoughts, since I basically just reviewed that for you?
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts about that, I think Jay probably should have talked to Brittany about it, and then also talk to Cinco to say, hey, don't let nobody be rubbing up on you. You know what I'm saying?
Now, here's the thing. Cinco played it cool.
Yeah.
Because the minute that she was like touching him a little bit too much, he kind of sat up and kind of was like, because you know he's like 6'6". So, so like he like kind of sat up, so she can't reach his neck no more. But I say that to say,
okay, then I'll take off because Cinco did what he needed to do. But yeah.
But I say that to say you activated my trap. What meal have Cinco made for Brittany? What catering have Cinco done for Brittany to where Brittany's over here touching on this man and rubbing on this man daily and things of that nature, to where Jay got to say, I want you to start rubbing on my man.
I guess he fine enough to where he don't have to do all that.
Y'all are something else. Listen here. I'm sweating. Why am I sweating? It's because I didn't yell.
Because you love this show.
No, I'm sweating because if I would have let it out of me.
It's the love pouring out of your pores.
No, it's not. Listen, I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. Super thanks. I know payday was this week, y'all. This was a shakedown. This was a car crash that turned into a shootout. You get what I'm saying? It was just total mess. Total chaos. I don't like nobody on the show. No male. Cinco's cool. No woman. Jay is cool and things like that. I think only issue I have with Jay is comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
Stop looking at other people and thinking, hey, now people go think we're weak or we're broken. Where whole time we got literally people, your castmates, who are hiding children that are alive.
And Brandon's all right with me.
Yeah, Brandon is all right with me. Brandon, I forgot you was on the show. I really did. You get what I'm saying? You know what? Brandon said, I ain't gonna talk about that drinking no more. And since then, he haven't got no affection. He haven't got anything, to the point where I don't even see him in scenes.
Yeah.
But listen here. Let me know what y'all think. Sorry that it was late, but I think it's worth the wait. I gave y'all an hour. Anything else?
That's it.
We see y'all.
Bye.